But in the meantime, let's look at our news focus stories. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 2020년 도쿄올림픽 조직위원회 공식 사이트의 일본 지도에 독도가 일본 영토인 것처럼 표시돼 있어 우리 정부가 이달 중순에 일본 정부에 항의한 것으로 알려졌습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Japan has rejected a complaint South Korea lodged over a 2020 Olympic map that depicts Dokdo. Seoul's position calls for the immediate removal of Korean sovereign territory from a map outlining the 2020 Olympic torch relay route. During the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, North and South Korea marched under a flag that excluded Dokdo after Tokyo denounced a practice flag that did show the South Korean islets. This latest spat comes as the two countries are already at loggerheads over Japan's export curbs.
네, 말씀드린 대로 일본의 이제 도쿄올림픽 공식 사이트 보면 일본 지도가 나와 있습니다. 근데 거기에 떡하니 지금 보이는 라디오로 저희가 그림을 올려드렸습니다. 독도가 들어있네요. 아이고야. 예, 우리 정부가 항의를 했습니다. Let's take a look at this. Japan has rejected a complaint South Korea lodged over a 2020 Olympic map that depicts 독도.
Right, so the key word I think in that sentence is lodge, as a verb to lodge, or
Right.
here in the past tense, lodged. And lodge is usually used with things like complaints, protests, accusations, or
Right.
claims. And when you have something like that, a complaint or a protest or an accusation, when you make it, then you can use this word lodge because it's a more sort of official representation of making that type of accusation or complaint.
네, 문제를 제기하다 해서 그 제기하다라는 뜻의 lodge고요. 보통은 이제 lodge a complaint 같이 많이 씁니다. 그래서 이제 우리 측이 당연히 이제 항의를 했습니다. 근데 그것에 대해서 Japan has rejected it. 거부 의사를 밝혔네요. Seoul's position calls for the immediate removal of Korean sovereign territory from a map outlining the 2020 Olympic torch relay route. And during the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, both Koreas marched under a flag that excluded Dokdo. And that was because Tokyo denounced a practice flag that showed the South Korean islets.
Yes, that's correct. So there had been a flag that did show Dokdo. Tokyo did denounce that flag, and therefore it was changed. So let's first look at that word denounce. If you denounce a person or an action, what you're doing is you're criticizing them rather strongly and often publicly because you feel strongly that they are wrong.
여기서 말하는 거는 이제 denounce라는 것은 어떤 것에 뭐 항의 표시를 하다, 뭐가 불만이 있다라는 얘기를 한다는 뜻이죠. 근데 내용을 살펴보면은 2018년 평창 올림픽 당시에는 일본이 한국 그 국기에 국기가 아니라 이제 한반도기였죠. 예, 거기에 독도를 표시하면은 이건 올림픽 정신에 반하는 것이다라고 항의를 했었어요, 일본이. 그래서 우리는 그걸 받아들이고 좋다. 그러면은 독도를 빼겠다라고 해서 그때 독도가 없었죠. 그랬는데 이제 와서 일본은 올림픽 준비를 하면서 독도를 일본 지도에 넣은 겁니다. 정말 황당합니다. Korean islets are what we're talking about.
Yes, indeed. So very often Dokdo is referred to as both an island or islets. And in this case, islets is spelled I-S-L-E-T-S. That's the plural of islet in the singular, I-S-L-E-T. And an islet is simply a small island.
맞아요. 섬보다 이제 작은 단위인데 독도가 이제 섬 두 개로 이루어져 있잖아요. 그래서 islets, S 복수로 쓰게 된 거고요. 가운데에 있는 S는 묵음입니다. 그래서 you never say islets.
No, you do not. It is silent. You are
네,
correct.
아일랜드랑 똑같이 가운데 S는 묵음이지만 어쨌든 islet는 island보다는 작다는 걸 기억해 주시면 되겠고요. This latest spat comes as the two countries are already at loggerheads over Japan's export curbs.
Yes, indeed. That is very much the case. And an interesting phrase here, to be at loggerheads. Now, if two or more people or groups or organizations or countries are at loggerheads, they are simply disagreeing very strongly with each other.
네. be at loggerheads with someone 그러면은 두 당사자 간에 어떤 갈등 관계에 있다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 안 그래도 지금 한일 간에 갈등 관계가 있죠. 뭐 무역 문제라든지 우리가 최근에 다뤘던 소식들이 있는데 그런데다가 이제 최근에 이제 지도 문제가 불거진 겁니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Japan has rejected a complaint South Korea lodged over a 2020 Olympic map that depicts Dokdo. Seoul's position calls for the immediate removal of Korean sovereign territory from a map outlining the 2020 Olympic torch relay route. During the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, North and South Korea marched under a flag that excluded Dokdo after Tokyo denounced a practice flag that did show the South Korean islets. This latest spat comes as the two countries are already at loggerheads over Japan's export curbs.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 고려말 학자 정몽주를 기념하는 동상이 최근 중국 저장성 닝보에 세워진 것으로 전해졌는데요. 현지 매체 닝보일보에 따르면 동상 제막식은 지난 20일 닝보시의 해사민속박물관 등이 있는 칭안 회관에서 열렸다고 합니다. Let's listen to the story.
A statue commemorating the late Goryeo scholar Jung Mongju was recently erected in Ningbo, China. Jung visited the Ming Dynasty as an envoy for 16 years to promote friendly relations with Korea. More than 600 years after the fact, Jung's descendants presented the statue to Ningbo as a continuation of cultural exchanges between the two countries. Ningbo is said to have been one of the top 3 Chinese port cities during ancient times, and its shipping routes help boost cultural exchanges.
네, 닝보일보는요. 정몽주가 16년간 사신으로 6차례나 명나라를 방문해서 양국의 우호 관계를 촉진했다라는 기사를 실었습니다. A statue commemorating the late Goryeo scholar was recently erected in Ningbo, China.
Yeah, so key to this story, of course, is Jung Mongju, and in this case, he's referred to as a scholar. And in this case, a scholar is simply a person with a deep knowledge about some subject, and in a wider sense, it just means somebody with deep knowledge in general.
학자라는 뜻이죠. 월터 선생님도 scholar이십니다.
Maybe about cars, perhaps. Maybe.
네. Jung visited the Ming Dynasty as an envoy for 16 years to promote friendly relations with Korea.
Yeah, we've been having, I think, a lot of words recently from other languages, from French and from Latin, and I think this is another example of that.
Yeah.
An envoy, and the spelling here, E-N-V-O-Y, envoy. An envoy is someone who is sent as a representative from one government or political group to another. And I think in terms of rank, I believe it's directly below ambassador. So it's that similar sort of function, but it's a different status.
네. 사신이라는 뜻이고요. 발음은 envoy 아니면 envoy라고도 하더라고요.
Yeah, I've heard envoy as well, certainly, and I think
맞아요.
both are acceptable.
네. 그래서 우리 편지 봉투를 뜻하는 envelope, envelope
Right.
이거랑 발음이 비슷합니다. envoy, 사신. And it says that more than 600 years after the fact, Jung's descendants presented the statue to Ningbo as a continuation of cultural exchanges between the two countries.
Well, we very much could have said more than 600 years later, because that's what after the fact means. But when we use that expression after the fact, it sort of draws more attention to the very long span of time. So when you say later, later can be 5 minutes. I'll meet you a bit later. So when you really want to highlight that something has occurred after something also significant, I think there are 2 main keys here, the length of time as well as the significance, then you can use this phrase after the fact.
네, 이렇게 16년간 사신으로 6차례 명나라 방문한 것을 after the fact라는 표현으로 축약을 한 것입니다. Ningbo is said to have been one of the top 3 Chinese port cities during ancient times.
Yeah, ancient simply means very old or having existed for a long time. but it's generally not used for people, except in some very limited cases. We can say the expression "the ancients" with a plural, so it has to be
right.
it has to be the article "the," and it has to be in the plural. If you say "the ancients," then you are talking about the people who lived a very long time ago, but you would rarely, if ever, just use the word "ancient" to describe people.
그렇죠. 그러니까 ancient 그러면은 뭐 고대 시대라는 약간 이런 그런 느낌이 좀 있습니다. 아주 오래 전이라는 뜻이 들 텐데요. 닝보는 이제 대운하의 남쪽 끝 출항구이기도 하고 해상 실크로드의 출발항이라서 외국 사신과 상인의 주요 상륙항 또 내륙과 통하는 주요 항로였습니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
A statue commemorating the late Goryeo scholar Zheng Mongju was recently erected in Ningbo, China. Zheng visited the Ming Dynasty as an envoy for 16 years to promote friendly relations with Korea. More than 600 years after the fact, Zheng's descendants presented the statue to Ningbo as a continuation of cultural exchanges between the two countries. Ningbo is said to have been one of the top 3 Chinese port cities during ancient times, and its shipping routes help boost cultural exchanges.
Well, we're working ever so hard, and sometimes you just need to get some rest. What's the quiz, 선생님?
You get some rest and have a stretch. You need somewhere to stop to do that. When a trip involves riding a bus, these places along expressways are must-visit attractions. They're also a chance to stretch. These are known as what? Is it number 1, rest stops, or number 2, hurry stops?
짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045 또는 무료 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 비타민 C 세트 보내드릴 거고요. 노래 듣고 와서 뉴스 포커스 넘버 3 살펴볼게요. This is Belinda Carlisle, Leave a Light On. 자, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 중앙아시아의 투르크메니스탄은 세계에서 가장 비밀스럽고 폐쇄적인 국가 중 하나로 알려져 있는데요. 투르크메니스탄 대통령이 신부전증으로 사망했다는 루머가 러시아 일부 언론에 보도됐다가 사실이 아닌 것으로 밝혀지는 해프닝이 벌어졌습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Rumors that the president of Turkmenistan died of renal failure, as reported by some Russian media, have been found to be untrue. Long after the story broke, the Turkmenistan embassy in Moscow explained that it was an absolute hoax. Despite the official denial, the rumor had already spread like wildfire. Turkmenistan is known as one of the most secretive and closed countries in the world. In the 2019 World Press Freedom Index, the country scored dead last out of 180 countries.
네, 세간에 잘 알려지지 않은 중앙아시아 그 국가의 사정 여러 가지 좀 비밀스러운 곳인데요. 한 전문가가 최근에 어떤 라디오 방송에 나와서 내가 들은 바에 의하면은 대통령이 타계했다고 하더라라는 얘기를 어떤 전문가가 한 거예요. 그랬더니 No one knew better. 정말요? 이러면서 이제 금방 이 소문이 퍼지고 타계했다라고 언론에까지 보도가 됐는데 사실은 루머의 당사자는 그 당시에 휴가 중이었대요. 자, 기사를 보겠습니다. Rumors that the president of Turkmenistan died of renal failure as reported by some Russian media have been found to be untrue. Long after the story broke, the Turkmenistan embassy in Moscow explained that it was an absolute hoax.
Yeah, that word is not essential to the story, but it's definitely part of the story. So a hoax in general is something intended to deceive. And so when we use that word, there's an implication that it was done deliberately or on purpose.
Right.
So very often these days we might see on the internet a picture of maybe Justin Bieber with no hair. But
Okay.
it's not true. It's
It's a
just been
hoax.
digitally altered. It's a hoax. But it does imply that someone did it on purpose. Now, we're not sure if someone actually spread this rumor on purpose, but nevertheless, it was something untrue, and we can use that word hoax. That's H-O-A-X.
네, 보통은 거짓말, 어떤 장난을 뜻하는 말인데요. 여기서는 전혀 사실 무근이다라는 의미로 it was an absolute hoax라고 터크메니스탄 대사관이 밝혔습니다. Despite the official denial, the rumor had already spread like wildfire.
Yeah, as you alluded to there before we got into the specifics, once it was out there, it moved very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's when we use this phrase, to spread like wildfire. It simply means to move very quickly around an area with great speed. It can be rumors, it can be news. Diseases also can spread like wildfire.
네, 산불처럼 퍼지다. 그래서 실제로 이 루머가 소셜미디어를 통해서 굉장히 빨리 확산이 됐대요. Turkmenistan is known as one of the most secretive and closed countries in the world.
Yeah, if somebody or something or some country is secretive, then they or it like to keep their knowledge, their feelings, their intentions, their emotions. They like to keep those things hidden
Yep.
and concealed, not let them out.
네, 그래서 굉장히 비밀스러운이라는 뜻의 secretive가 쓰였어요. 실제로 2019 World Press Freedom Index에 따르면은 Turkmenistan scored dead last out of 180 countries.
Yes, indeed. So dead last means last, but the reason we use that phrase is to really emphasize how last they were. So usually that will imply it's a very long list, or the margin from last place to second last place was also very big. Now, in this case, I don't think that's the case, but it is a long list. So out of 180 countries, they were country number 180. That means dead last.
네, 여기서의 dead는 그냥 완전 이런 느낌의
Exactly,
단어예요.
yeah, yeah.
크게 해석을 할 필요는 없는데 강조를 위해서 쓴 겁니다. 실제로 2019 세계 언론 자유 지수에서 터크메니스탄이 180개국 중에서 182 꼴등을 했습니다. 완전 꼴등이라는 의미로 dead last를 쓴 거고요. 만약에 그 영화 진짜 너무너무 길고 지루했어 라고 하고 싶으면 the movie was dead long and boring 라고도 할 수 있겠죠?
Yeah, you can use that to emphasize almost anything.
그렇습니다. Let's listen to this story one more time.
Rumors that the president of Turkmenistan died of renal failure, as reported by some Russian media, have been found to be untrue. Long after the story broke, the Turkmenistan embassy in Moscow explained that it was an absolute hoax. Despite the official denial, the rumor had already spread like wildfire. Turkmenistan is known as one of the most secretive and closed countries in the world. In the 2019 World Press Freedom Index, the country scored dead last out of 180 countries.
Well, I'm dead happy to be on the show with you, 선생님.
As am I. Very nice. Very nice.
What's the answer to the quiz?
Well, every time I go to one of these places, I make sure to get those potatoes because that's my favorite stack.
그거
there.
너무 맛있어요. 작은 감자
yeah.
휴게소에서 먹는 거.
Love them.
먹고 싶네요.
And of course, you get those at the rest stops. Number one.
네, 1번 휴게소는 영어로 rest stop가 되겠습니다. 천윤남님, 김세희님, 심수아님, 그리고 2187님, 7930님 축하드립니다. 비타민 C 세트 보내드릴게요. Now it's time for 선생님's word of the day.
Found my old friend the xylophone here.
네.
Our review word today, let's go back just to something we just looked at, spread like wildfire. It means to move very quickly throughout a group, and that can be applied to disease, it can be applied to news, both good and bad news.
Yeah.
It can be applied to rumors, and it means it moves very quickly or becomes known by more and more people.
네, 산불처럼 퍼지다. 뭔가 굉장히 빠르게 확산할 때 영어로는 spread like wildfire라고 얘기를 합니다. I think rumor about our 칠천회 특집
Yes.
spread like wildfire.
I think that it did, as did the rumors about who would be appearing from the previous hosts. Yes, indeed. And a
맞아요.
very quick point, it's always spread like wildfire in the singular. It's never in the plural wildfires. It's always in the singular wildfire.
Spread like wildfire. 네. Okay, well, let's take a look at a few more messages. I asked you at the start of the show about places you would recommend going within Korea. 신예림 님이요. 안녕하세요. 결혼한 지 2개월 된 신혼부부입니다. 저희는 부부로서 첫 여행지로 경주와 여수를 계획하고 있습니다. 국내에도 예쁘고 멋진 곳이 정말 많아요. 네, 결혼 축하드립니다.
Yeah, congratulations.
네, 그리고 경주와 여수 여행 즐겁게 다녀오시길 바라겠습니다.
Sounds awesome. Hope the weather is great.
네, 그리고 서현영님은요, 지난주 양양 서핑 다녀왔어요. 이번 주는 보령 머드 축제입니다. 하셨습니다.
That's actually a long ways from Yangyang down to Boryong.
그러네요.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much, 선생님. Have a great day today.
You as well, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And we're going to go on to the second hour. We have coming up in hour 2, 영작 극장, as well as our movie segment with Mike. Let's get to that with a song by Laura Branigan, Forever Young.